What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having an amazing day, amazing life. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make some bread. Now, I'm not a bread baker by any stretch of the imagination, but I said, oh, yes, but I thought, why not make some bread the old-fashioned way, by these hands, with the wholesome ingredients, and just kind of learn and take you guys for the ride. So, learn with me, lads. Okay, so I found this recipe online, and I'll link it. And what I'm using is this brand right here, King Arthur flour. This company is very good. Just rated by this app that I will also link, and they rate all the companies based on how much of an environmental impact they have, how they treat their employees, and just all that good stuff. So this company was rated real high up there. I think it was rated A-. So definitely support these guys and use their flour. Also, same method, really good company. Anyways, so I'm using a mixture of whole wheat, bam, and the classic unbleached bread flour. And here's the creation that I have so far. As you can see, it looks lumpy as can be. Lumpy like, your throat when you're watching something sad. Lumpy. So, pretty much, let's cover that up right here. Alright, so these are the ingredients you need. You need some salt, and I'll put the measurements in the description. You need some salt, you need some active yeast. Don't get the inactive, the active yeast right here. I'm just joking, there's no such thing as inactive yeast, but yeah, oh, is there? I don't know. Like I said, flour, you can choose. You have options, guys. It's all about life, it's all about options here. You can choose just to do 100% unbleached flour, so meaning you use all 6 cups of this guy, or you can do a split, a half and half, a whole wheat, 3 cups of this, 3 cups of that, or if you want to go for the whole wheat, go 6 cups of this bad boy. But that's up to you, you know what I'm saying? You got those options there. You also need this right here, this beautiful liquid. Oh yeah, some H2O, water, comes directly out of this guy, and ready to drink unless you unfortunately live in Flint, which is, what the hell's going on with that? But yeah, just use lukewarm water right from that faucet. Like I said, I'll link all this stuff in the description. You mix it together, and you get like a little paste. Can I show them this? You get like a little, gooey paste like that. What you're gonna do is mix it. This is a no-knead dough, guys. So you don't have to knead it or anything. Kneading. You just mix it in here. You got this lumpy kind of a texture. Not, seal. Just loosely cover it up, and then just leave it alone. Just leave it for 2-3 hours, 5 hours, overnight, and we'll check back on this in a couple hours.
Okay, I'm making bread.
Switch to this Smart Balance right here, the dairy-free butter, and it's
tastes amazing.
Tastes delicious. Huh?
Mad.
Wow.
Madish.
Okay. Acha, that's really nice.
Madish.
What is this?
Art.
Art? You mean atta? It's art? It's atta, huh? Yes, it's atta.
Open.
Okay. Alright guys, it's been only an hour since we let this rise, and check this out. Dun 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 dun. Ba-da-da. Thing is huge. Look at this thing. It rose so nicely. Look at that. Remember, it was like all the way down to here. Yeah, you can touch it. And now it's like, rising very nicely.
Can I touch it?
You can touch it. Just joking. You weird rascal. Alright, so here it is. So you're actually supposed to use a baking stone, which is a slab of stone brick that, is safe for the oven, but unfortunately I didn't have that. Like I said, I'm not a bread baker. I just got into this. I just had this pan, and I just found this, so I had a little bit of wax paper. So what I'm attempting, now we'll see how it ends up, but I'm going to try this. I've lined the oven right now with foil, 3 pieces of foil, and that will kind of protect it, I'm thinking, from, excessive heat, because this has little slits here. And then put a piece of wax paper, and because I don't have parchment paper either. So if you have the Dutch oven, or if you have the baking stone, you simply take the baking stone of the Dutch oven, you place it in the oven, and let that warm up. As the oven is warming up, then you take that out, place this inside of the Dutch oven on top of the stone, and then put it back in the oven. I don't have that, so what I'm doing is a little different. We'll see how the end result turns out, but I'm just lining this thing with some paper and then dusting the top of this with some flour, and then we're gonna pop it in here. All right, so before you put it in here, this is optional, but this is I'm gonna put a little bit of like 3 or 4 lines up here. Here we go. We got the little lines in there and ready to bake this up. All right, so guys, another technique here. If you don't have the supplies, you're supposed to, if you don't have the Dutch oven, you're supposed to put a little bit of water in like one of those Pyrex glass measurement cup things in the oven, so it creates that steam. I don't have that, so I'm using just this baking tray, filled it with water, pop it in the oven. So let's see if it works. Thumbs up for a subscribe right here. I just set the timer for 30 minutes. This is how the setup looks. You can't see it very well, but there's that water container and there's the bread. So let's see what happens in 30 minutes. All right, let's check it out. Oh wow, that looks delicious. All right, this is what it looks like, guys. It's really hot, so I'm gonna let it cool for a little bit, and then we'll cut it right into it. Turned it over, and you can see that the wax kind of paper stuck to it. So I'm just peeling it off. But you know, these are the struggles of life, man. Sometimes you don't have parchment paper, you don't have the right tools, but you want some bread. So this is what you gotta do. You just gotta be flexible and just try to make the best of what you have. All right, so here it is. I don't know if you can hear this. Oh, that crunch. But yeah, it looks delicious. This is like my second time baking bread, and this is the rustic no-knead bread. So let's cut into it, lads, shall we? Prepare to be slaughtered. Steaming, delicious bread. So here's a piece of the bread that I just cut off. And what I found is, maybe because of the lack of the Dutch oven, or I don't know, maybe too much water, I feel like the inside is not as done as it needs to be. So I just placed the rest of the loaf back in the oven, and just gonna let it stay in there and bake in the heat of the oven. So the oven's off, but we're just gonna let it bake with the heat, and we're gonna try a piece of this. All right, guys, this is the taste portion of this. Here it is right here. Nice big fat slice, a little bit of butter. Definitely softer. The inside is a little too soft, I would say. So hopefully the one that's in the oven will be better. But now let's try the crust portion. Oh yeah. The crust portion, and we kind of, I don't know. Can I cut it? Can I go? The bread. Delicious bread. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something. This is my second time baking bread. Second or third time. But really the first time baking rustic no-knead bread like this. And you know, I just wanted to take you guys along. Not everything I do, you know, most of the things that I do, they're not going to turn out well. But I feel like a lot of YouTubers that kind of show you a version of life that's kind of unrealistic, you know, because they edit out all of the failures and stuff. So I wanted to show you, man, not everything that you're going to do is you're going to succeed. I mean, you might end up with like some bread that's not how you expected it to turn out. But the point is, my other camera that I was using died on me. I hope this video, if anything else, it inspires you to cook your own food. That's the real reason I was doing this. I want to start cooking a lot more food for myself, just because I find it amazing that you can take a handful of ingredients, raw ingredients, put them together, and you end up with this amazing dish, that you cooked yourself, and every single piece of ingredient that's in that dish. This bread that we made right now, you saw all the ingredients that I put in there. We put 2 types of flour, you put salt, yeast, water, and that was it. But next time you're in a supermarket, go and take a package of bread, look at the ingredients, and you're gonna find a lot more other ingredients in there. Why are they in there? Because they want that piece of bread to last. They're all preservative. There are things in there to make the bread, the shelf life of the bread. That's really important, because obviously, right? You bake this bread, it's in your house, you have it right there, maybe a couple of days, it's gone. But that piece of bread that you're buying at the supermarket, who knows when it was baked and when it got to that shelf and when you finally bought it, and how long has it been since it was baked to the point that it's on your plate in front of you. And that goes for any piece of food that you might buy at the supermarket. So my challenge for you guys is to start cooking more of your food. It's honestly not that expensive. You buy the flour, you buy salt, and you have water, okay, at home, and you put those things together. And you saw, like, I didn't have some of the the fancy cookware, like the stone whatever that that you're supposed to bake it on, or the Dutch oven. I didn't have that, but that's what I love about cooking. You might not have all the tools necessary, or that's what I like about changing your own oil, which is a video that I posted a while back, right? Because when you do things yourself, whether it's changing your own oil, whether it's cooking your own food, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself. You're gonna learn a lot about what you're doing. You're gonna learn a lot about food in this instance, and it's just gonna grow your mind. It's gonna grow you as a human being. This type of sad society that we sometimes live in, where it's like everything is just on demand, right there in front of us. We just have to literally do nothing. We don't feel a sense of accomplishment anymore. We don't feel a sense of joy in our craft or in our food. How can we? Because when you eat a piece of bread that you made, or eat a piece of meat that you slaughtered yourself, versus a piece of steak that you just bought, or a piece of bread that you just bought, there's going to be a huge difference in taste and the connection or the feeling of gratitude that you have with what you're eating. So I hope this inspires all of you guys to, go out there and make some bread. So break bread with me next time. And in the meantime, subscribe, like, and do all that good stuff. See you later. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing life.